My bum and my boobs, they are my best assets. So it's like, why aren't you showing them off? And it's like, because I just don't care. Like, I don't care. I have been getting so much for back pain recently, lower back pain as well. I've got both, 2 in 1. Initially, we started off with no bras, didn't we? If you think now back to cavewoman times, we didn't have bras on. We just let them flop about as they pleased. Okay, so let's go through the myths, right? But also, I'm always like self-conscious, like, oh my god, people are looking at my boobs, people are going to see my nipple erection, I'm going to be told off for not wearing a bra. But now, let's let the nip be free the nip, because we've confined her for so long. Like, comfort, we don't need to be sexualized. Like, so what if I want to have my boobs out? Like, let me, they're just boobs, men have their nipples out. Hello, welcome back to my podcast. Today we're talking about bras, and I have just taken my bra off. Here it is a sports bra. I have been getting so much for back pain recently, lower back pain as well. The lower back is the most common cause of type of back pain, but I've got both, 2 in 1. It's a great time. So I'm like, is it because of my bra? And yesterday I was wearing a bra and I was like, this bra does not fit me. And it's because I shortened the straps. It's a lounge bra, but I thought my boobs are really like low. And so I shortened the straps and now it just rides up my back. And I don't think it's really doing much. So there are reasons why I still wear it though, and I'll get into those later. But I wanted to talk today about bras, and this may not be relevant to everybody, but there we go. I do have a 50-50 split of my audience, male to female, so it may not be relevant, but if you're a man and you don't wear bras, you can still listen, don't you worry. So also, I'm very sorry for the lighting if you're watching on the video, because I don't usually podcast in the day. But today I am, because I've got work later and I really was not in the mood to do it last night. So here we are with the confusing sunlight situation. Anyway, it might change, it might vary, it might just, well, I mean, it'll do what it wants basically. But anyway, it's been so like rainy recently that I haven't really had to worry about the sun. So anyway, let's quickly talk about the history of bras. I would say the history of bras is interesting because I would say, firstly, initially we started off with no bras, didn't we? No bras. If you think now back to caveman times, cavewoman times, we didn't have bras on. We just let them flop about as they pleased. And that was fine. No one was complaining. Easy access for the nipple, for the breastfeeding nipple, I mean. And they were tools for feeding the young. Then eventually they became sexualized. I don't know how this happened, but I don't know. Men decided they were sexual objects. Anyway, I guess they are an erogenous zone, so maybe they're one of the 7 erogenous zones. So maybe like it was, you know, they thought, let's enhance these. So then I was thinking, well, then we started wearing corsets, right? Actually, yeah, no, that did start first, didn't it? Because I was thinking, was it more like chilled, like let's just cover them up? But actually, no, that's more Victorian. But like, let's think about like Tudor times. If you're thinking in the English era, people wore like these push-up corsets and their boobs would be like so high and they would look really full. And I think that was because, I mean, women's sexuality has always been based on, as well as men's masculinity, has always been based on reproductive value. As much as we don't like to admit it, that is the true cause of it, isn't it? Because we're all looking for, whether we realise it or not, we're all looking for a mate. Yes, that's the instinctive part of our brains. It's just working, okay? So if you've got nice big mammary glands and you're showing them off, and you're like, look at my mammary glands, I'm going to feed our children well. Look at my hips, I won't get a baby's head stuck in these. Like, that baby's going to fly right out. Then you are more sexually viable? I can't think of the right word right now. You're more reproductively apt. I don't know. I don't know the word. Anyway, so that's kind of where I think enhancing our hips and our waist and our boobs came from, and that's where wearing fucking squeezing corsets came from. Now, corsets were surely bad for us. Like, I don't think they really could determine whether they caused organ failure or anything like that, because it was, 500 years ago. But I'm sure they didn't, but I'm sure they caused digestive issues or breathing issues, and people didn't live for that long anyway. So, 40 years, maybe 50, maybe 60 if you were rich, like that was kind of it, and you're a goner. So it's like you couldn't really examine the effects of that, and I don't think anybody was anyway. Then we come to the invention. I know we're probably skipping a bit, but we don't need to hear the whole history of the bra, do we? Then I remember when I was a teenager, just starting out on bras. I mean, I started out on a nice soft bra, like a nice fabric bra. Then somehow we all moved to these underwire bras. I think because once your titties get to a certain amount, you kind of want them to be, I'm going to just touch my boobs here, you kind of want them to be higher. And as I've gotten older, I've thought, are my boobs saggy, or are they just a normal depth? Is that what we'd call it? A normal level. And I don't want to sound pervy, but I'm going to. I've been looking at other women's boobs because I'm like, are my boobs saggy? Am I like not even 30 yet and my boobs are low? But what I've realised is if nobody's wearing a bra, even if you're like 18, not that I look at 18-year-olds' boobs, but I'm sure even if you're 18, like your boobs don't sit up here naturally. They don't sit on the top of your chest, but we're kind of programmed to think that they do because everyone's like hiking them up. And even in a bikini, it's like pulling them up. But I think over time, that's changed. So when I was a teenager, I used to wear underwire bras. Now, apparently these shouldn't be uncomfortable, but they are. And I think maybe that means we're wearing too small a bra. I don't know. But like I would always get that digging into the side of my boob. And I think that probably means I needed to wear a bigger one. But alas, we've left the underwire bra era. I do have a couple of under-supported bras. Do I? Actually, do they even have anything in them? No, I don't think they've got any under support, I've just realised. They've got some side support, which is equally as uncomfortable, so I would rather it was removed, but there we go. And it just always digs in. So I'm just like, I feel like we can't win here. Then I've put here stuffing bras, because this kind of highlights the fact that we're always wanting to like enhance ourselves. We're always wanting to make things look bigger or smaller depending on which way we want it to go, depending on the fashion trend. Sorry, I'm just going to be drinking coffee in the middle of this. So I don't know that I ever used to stuff my bra because I always had like, for my age, somewhat good, bigger boobs than most. Like I never was flat chested, so I developed breast tissue at like 11, early menses, and then I was just always bigger than everybody else, so it was like never a concern for me. I was never like, I want to make my bigger. In fact, I was always like, maybe I want the fried eggs. Like everyone's like, oh, I've got fried eggs, and I'm like, you always want what you can't have, ladies, okay? So we moved away from the bra stuffing. I think maybe teenagers still do that. I don't know. Let me know if they do. Do you have teenagers and they stuff their bras? Anyway, I wear sports bras a lot because at work, I work as a doctor in the hospital. Sometimes you have to run. Sometimes you have to do CPR. Doing CPR without a bra on. You can go watch my video that's on my YouTube channel, which is, it's about braless doctors or something. And doing CPR without a bra on, whilst not impossible, and I'm sure it wouldn't stop you, is not the most comforting of feelings. It's like, I mean, I don't need to explain it. It's a lot of bouncing. It's a lot of, bouncing. Then, so sports bras. I'm going to explain I'm going to talk about the common like myths and facts surrounding these bras, because I always thought that sports bras were like fine. I always thought that underwire bras were bad. And I always thought that lounge bras were good. And like, I don't really know. So I was like researching it and I was like, what's going on in the bra era right now? So there's been a lot of research into it. So I'm going to explain that in a minute. But now we move more on to like bralettes and lounge bras. I do like a good lounge bra. In fact, I wear it to work, which is arguably not loungy at all, but I'm like, whatever, comfort. My main reason, and I want to explain sort of my cultural reasons and my personal reasons for wearing all these bras. So, I don't wear bras for sexuality. Those days are gone, my friend. I'm like, you can accept these boobs in whatever position they're in. They are boobs. Deal with it. Like, I'm not a fucking teenager, so most people don't have boobs that are sucked onto their chest unless they are 14. So, you know, we have to deal with a little bit of boob. I don't know what I'd call it. I don't want to call it sagging because that's like negative connotations. A little bit of boob lowering. I don't know. A little bit of boob hanging. Now my nipples are getting cold. A little bit of boob hanging. We have to deal with it. Those are boobs. Deal with it. Men, women, everyone. And I think, I don't know, maybe that's just because I'm comfortable in myself. I'm just like, I don't really care that my boobs are not a sexual thing. Like, I'm not really looking for anyone to be like, oh, your boobs are so sexy. But, so, and I'm not the kind of person to wear like a low cut top or like to show my boobs off. Although they are one of my best assets. My bum and my boobs, like, they are my best assets. So it's like, why aren't you showing them off? And it's like, because I just don't care. Like, I don't care. So I would say for my bra situation now, I focus more on comfort. I want to be comfortable. And I think that's how I wear all of my clothes and my hair and my makeup and everything. My shoes. I would rather not be in pain or discomfort all day long just to look good. You can look good and comfortable. It's a small compromise, but for great results, in my opinion. It's so cold right now. It's like -4 or something. And my coffee is just like, goodbye heat. Why do I keep trying to say senorita? Sayonara. So it's pretty much cold. I'm not going to lie. Not the best. It's got like a hint of like maybe 5 degrees of heat. That's it. So I reckon I go mainly for comfort now. I go for comfort. And then I was thinking, I'm uncomfortable. I was just wearing my sports bra, and before I started recording, I took it off because I was sat there and I was reading up about sports bras because I was like, okay, I didn't put my lounge bra on, I didn't put an underwire bra on, but I did put a sports bra on. And the reason why I put a sports bra on is because I don't like, number one, there are 2 things I don't like. Number one is bouncing. If I'm like walking, running, whatever, I don't like bouncing. And you might think, well, Dawn, you're only going to work, but there might be some bouncing involved. So I'm like, I'd rather avoid any bouncing. I don't know how people can run without a bra. Like, I think it's a mental thing for me because it's not really that painful, but I just don't like it. So then I was like, but okay, the second thing I don't like is under boob sweat. That is my biggest thing, I think. I think if there were no under boob sweat, I would not wear a bra all day long. I'd be like, fine. But I realised I had my sports bra on and I was like, my back is hurting, my upper back. And I'm thinking, because I was Googling, I was like searching about bras, right? Sports bras. And it was saying like, if you're wearing a sports bra, it can actually give you back pain. And I always thought it would get rid of my back pain because I'm like, well, it's holding them up. But they're not meant to be held up. It's like wearing arch support in your feet. Like, we're not meant to wear arch support. So as a result, I should do an episode on this, on barefoot shoes, because I have some barefoot shoes and I've been meaning to do like a review on them. And I just never really found the space to do it. Like, as in, I was going to do it on my YouTube channel, and then I just didn't because it didn't really fit on my YouTube channel. And I was like, it's a bit random. I don't know. So I never did it. And then I saw loads of other videos that had already done it, and I was like, well, why am I doing it? So maybe I'll do a little discussion on here, because it is all about like, you know, lifestyle, health, wellness, and I love my barefoot shoes. Spoiler. That was a spoiler, because you should have found that out in the episode, really. So I forgot what I was saying now. Under boob sweat. Oh, bra, back pain. And I'm like, I always thought that bras were supposed to prevent back pain. Oh yeah, and then I was talking about how it's normal for us not to wear a bra. So our bodies are therefore maladapted to wearing a bra now, because they're like, right, well, we've got to deal with this situation. But what I'm realising now, I've got the bra off and I'm like, goodbye back pain. Where have you gone? I'm not missing you. So I don't know if it's coincidence, whether my posture's better, but I've just taken the bra off. And I'm like, it's a relief. I've been getting so much upper back pain. And I'm like, why are you doing this to me? And now I realise, probably because I'm pulling my back forward with my boobies, whereas my back should just be doing the work for itself. So anyway, I'm not going to wear a bra today, and I'm going to see how that goes. My biggest problem is when I go to work, because I'm like, I don't like having my boobs out. So that's my biggest concern. Because, okay, I'm gonna explain why. Scrub tops are quite thin. If I get a nipple erection, is that what we call it? Nipple erection? If I get a nipple erection in work, there ain't no hiding it. Saying that though, the bras that I do wear are very thin. Let's look at this one, for example. This is my sports bra. I mean, look, it's not as though it's thick. It's pretty fucking thin. It's like a few millimeters thick. So, like, what are we really doing here? And, you know, maybe it's actually an occupational health hazard that I'm wearing a bra and giving myself back pain. So, like, maybe now I'm going to be living the dream. But I also feel naked. And I feel like it's inappropriate. But now I have a reason. It's not just that I don't want to wear a bra. It's that it's actually giving me pain. And it's hurting my back when I work. So I'm thinking like that is now acceptable, because I'm like, well, actually, I'm just in pain. So, and I'm like, oh, constantly like, oh, it hurts. So it will just make my life better. And occupational health would love it if I was making my back less painful. Because I shouldn't have back pain. I'm 29. Like, I understand I might be a bit stiff, but like, why do I have back pain? I'll update you. I'm going to do an episode on my YouTube channel about back pain, because it's a common problem and I want to heal it. I really want to heal. I've got lower back pain as well, and it's like, what is happening to me? I'm honestly like, do I have fucking spinal cancer? So that's where my mind goes. To tackle the under boob sweat, I think I could put deodorant under there, or talcum powder. That would be a good one. I don't know if it's okay to put these things on your boobs though. Like I just want to live a natural life of swinging bosom, and with no, like, talc kind of freaks me out a bit because of the ovarian cancer thing. Now the difference was that, now I have no knowledge about this, but my thinking is that if you put talc there, it's a one-way system to your ovaries, right? And it's a mucous membrane, so it's just going to soak up. Whereas this is just a skin membrane. So, yeah, I don't know. I think the way around that is to wear a bralette that's just really loose, that will absorb the sweat, but not really provide much support. And you might think, why? Because I want no pullage on my boobage, with the sweat absorbing. Maybe they could get like under boob sweat absorbers. I bet you that's a thing. I'm gonna look that up. I bet you it's a thing, because there's like a fucking product for everything in this world, isn't there? Under boob sweat pads, of course. There you go. I feel like I could Google under bra sweat liners thing. Butterfly pads, breast inserts. These are all to go into your bra though. I don't know how they would stay up if you didn't have a bra on. So that's a concern. I feel like I could Google anything and there would be a product for me. Let me Google automatic toenail clipper. Fuck's sake. It's there. Wow. Automatic. Yeah. it doesn't look very automatic. You literally have to hold your hand to it. But it's electric. I wouldn't say that's automatic. And you do have to hold it. Oh my God, there's one for your toes. And it's like on a stick. What on earth? That would be so terrifying. Magnifying glass. It's got a magnifying glass and it's to help obese, elderly, pregnant, not like all of those three together. An obese, elderly, pregnant person. No, it's an obese, elderly, or pregnant woman, I would say. But it's just put obese, elderly, pregnant woman. So it could be all of those three in one. And it's not for an elderly person, but it's only for an elderly, obese, pregnant person. What else? I feel like all you have to do is think of a problem. What problem do I have? And someone will have thought of a solution to it. That's the long and short of it. What problem do I have? I can't even think of anything really stupid. Like, split end detector. That's what I'm going to go for. Is that what we call them? Split end detector. There's a split end trimmer. There we go. There's even a wiki how on how to detect split ends. Like, Google anything. It's really fun. Is there a stupid product for my problem? Like, anybody wants to make money off of stuff. Anyway, so the aim is, without wearing a bra, is that your body then realigns itself, starts using the muscles forgotten to use. Apparently, wearing a bra weakens your chest muscles. And actually, I read some... okay, so let's go through the myths, right? So, number one, that bras prevent sagging. Now, there was a 15-year study on... I can't stop touching my boobs whilst I'm doing this podcast. If you want to watch that, that's on my YouTube channel, at Dawn Barlow. But, I mean, that's why I'm, like, covering it. I'm self-conscious now. No, I'm not. You know, sometimes I say things, and it's literally not true, but it's socially acceptable. And I say it because I'm like, this is socially acceptable, I should say it. And then I realise that I didn't mean it whatsoever and I just said it automatically. Has anybody else done that? I'm like, oh, I'm self-conscious. And I'm like, I'm not self-conscious whatsoever. Like, oh, I'm blushing. I'm not blushing. I'm just saying that because that is how I should be responding. Like, how weird is that? So sometimes that happens. And if it happens, I'll let you know because it's a lie. And I'm not a liar. I'm not a liar, okay? So they prevent sagging. So there was a study that a French guy, or maybe he was, anyway, it doesn't matter, French something. He was in a French radio show. He said that people who wore bras, now I don't know if it's been adjusted for, like people. So as in, has he compared people who have been pregnant to people who are has he compared older people to older people, or like everybody to everybody? Because not everybody is the same, right? You need to compare like people to like people. Like, do people smoke? Well, you can't compare a smoker to a non-smoker because that removes that. That's not just one variable of do they wear a bra. It's like, do they wear a bra and do they smoke? Okay, hopefully that made sense. So basically, the summary is, if you wear a bra, you actually have more breast sagging. This was a 15-year study of 18 to 30-year-olds, something like that. And basically he did nipple height, something like that. I can't remember what to, maybe to the shoulder. And I guess he did it to a bony prominence, otherwise your shoulders could get fatter or more muscly and then it wouldn't make sense. So maybe, I don't know where he did it to. But anyway, he said that people who did wear bras had 7 millimeters more sagging than people who didn't wear bras. So it was more beneficial in terms of sagging ability to not wear a bra. That is because your body starts to use muscles and pulls it up. It basically like tightens the chest muscles. You lift up your back as well, and there are ligaments in there. I'm not sure if they tighten. But some people have thought, if you don't wear a bra, then you've got Cooper's ligament, which is apparently the one that holds up the breast tissue, is going to lengthen slowly. But there's at the moment no evidence for that. So it's interesting. The other myth is that they cause cancer. Underwire bras in particular were the biggest culprit for concern. Now, lots of people have done studies on this as well, and there has been no causative link. Now, the reason why people thought it was because of the digging in, because people thought it's causing compression to your lymphatic system and preventing drainage back to your lymphatic system, which is basically the filter of your body and takes away toxins. And if that's not happening, then the toxins can build up and it can cause cancer. It's not been shown to do that whatsoever. Oh my God, I'm nearly running out of time. Okay, we're back in the room. That's not been shown. So that is positive. I think what has been shown, though, is there are more factors that you can think about. Let's talk about them. Here's just a quick summary. There are risk factors you can't control. Should we talk about those? Probably not. And the ones that you can potentially control in terms of getting breast cancer. So women who never have children or who wait to have children later in life are more likely to get breast cancer. The more children you have generally lowers your risk of breast cancer, and also if you breastfeed as well. Interesting. HRT for menopause can increase your risk of breast cancer. Being overweight or obese increases physical inactivity, drinking alcohol, radiation before the age of 30, DES? I don't even know what DES is. Smoking, smoking's literally the biggest cause of cancer, and then I think it's like obesity, so lose weight and don't smoke. Oral contraceptives, I don't know what DES is. DES. Meaning. It's not that. I actually don't know. DES. If anybody knows that, let me know. Unless it's this. Oh, I think it's a hormone. Women who took DES during pregnancy. Oh, fine. It's because it was used in the 40s, 50s, 60s and 70s. So we don't use it. I don't know why they would take that. Anyway, that comes from centreforresearch.org, if you're wondering what my references were. I think a lot of risk factors for breast cancer are like obviously being female, but men can get it too. Age, being older, race. Black women have a higher incidence before 45 and are more likely to die from breast cancer, but if you're after 45, white women are more likely to get breast cancer than black women. Interesting. Family history is quite pertinent as well, because I think it's the Angelina Jolie thing. She got her breast tissue removed because of concerns about having the BRCA1 gene. Previous history of breast cancer, obviously. Oh dear. Beginning menstruation before 12. Uh-oh, that was me. Starting menopause late. Dense breast tissue, including, oh God, fibrocystic breasts. So I've been found to have a fibrotic region in my breast. So basically, incoming. Breast cancer's incoming for me. More likely anyway. Not necessarily. Anyway, I think that's kind of everything. I think I've kind of discussed, I was going to discuss like impact on body image, but kind of discussed that, like I've said, as a doctor, I don't really feel like it's socially acceptable not to wear a bra, but also I'm always like self-conscious, like, oh my God, people are looking at my boobs, people are going to see my nipple erection, I'm going to be told off for not wearing a bra. But now I have a reason and it feels so good. My back doesn't hurt. I don't know if it's just I've literally had my bra for like half an hour and I'm like, yeah, I feel good. But it's like, we'll find out when things start getting moving. But I think we are moving more towards a acceptance of not wearing a bra in Western culture, because that is the main place that we wear bras. Western culture. Or modernized culture, I should call it. You go and look at like a tribe, none of them are wearing bras. They're not even wearing tops. Like, it's all out. And I think we're moving towards like, let's let the nip be free the nip, because we've confined her for so long. And like, comfort, we don't need to be sexualized. Like, so what if I want to have my boobs out? Like, let me. They're just boobs. Men have their nipples out. Anyway, that's all I've got to say for now. I upload twice a week, generally on Mondays and Thursdays, but I've been a bit naughty recently, and I'm very sorry for that, but life gets in the way, doesn't it? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, follow, give it a 5-star rating, share it with friends, family, whatever you want to do, and come back for the next installment of Dawn's crazy talks. Bye!